Namaste. This is a brief yin designed to help us shift from a day to some conscious and mindful attention moving into whatever is next. So whenever you need to slough something off and downregulate and shift, this is a really quick, good sequence for that. Okay, so with that in mind, no props are needed for this yin sequence. You will need a wall, so you'll need to have a wall close by. We're going to start with the feet nice and wide, the knees soft and bent. Let the eyes close. And just take a few deep breaths. Let your weight shift front to back. And let some audible exhales start to move through, just like you're shaking off or letting go. With your next inhale, breath of joy, send the arms up overhead. Pause just for a moment, and as you exhale, let it go. Hands swing between the knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Come up, inhale. Step the feet together. Come onto the tippy toes. Now exhale, heels down, knees bend, hands to the outside. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale. Last time. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, just hands around to the heart. Now, attention down into the feet, deep breaths. Noticing the aliveness in your body, the wakefulness. Good. Now find that wall. You'll bring your bottom up against the wall and your feet will be about 2 feet or so away from the wall. Knees can be nice and wide here, and the knees can also be bent. Let yourself start to just curl down. All right, your hands can rest on the floor. Your hands can dangle as they reach for opposite elbows. Let your head hang. Whatever you need. So we're awakening the hamstrings and turning our world upside down. Regulate your breath here. Use your Ujjayi breath. And see if you can, with every exhale, let the head hang heavier and heavier. Just like the weight of a bowling ball, creating a nice traction along the spine. Relax the jaw. You might even open and close the mouth a few times. And rotate the lower jaw around to release tension. Leaning back into the wall for support, surrendering the upper body down towards the earth. One more full breath here. On your inhale, the hands come to the shins, and very, very slowly. You want to go slow with this. The knees can bend as the hands walk up the thighs. We're going to walk the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Lean against the wall the whole time, and place each vertebrae onto the wall as you come up, letting the back of your head even rest onto the wall. Knees are bent. Feel the support here as you let the blood drain from the head back down again. Perhaps close the eyes, feel your steady breath, noticing any effect from that upside downness. And with eyes open, we'll stay right here at the wall and scrunch down into squat. So adjust the feet if you need to, and then let the knees bend and just sink down. Heels can lift up off the floor, sinking down into your squat. Hands can come together at the heart. Hands can cross over the knees. Hands can reach down to ground down towards the earth. The back of the head can rest onto the wall. Soften the breath. Perhaps close the eyes. Feel free to make any adjustments if you need to in the position of your feet or your hips. Relax the jaw again as we sink into the hips. Let the wall support you, or let your body come forward away from the wall so that the spine's away from the wall and just the sacrum's touching the wall. Two different ways to be in this posture. How much support do you need? How much support can you allow yourself to have in this moment? The inhales and the exhales matching. Everything's slowing down. Noticing your points of connection, the feet with the floor, the backside of your body with the wall, however much or however little is in contact with the wall. Connect with the solid quality of the wall and the floor. Feel that stillness in your own body. Ground. Last breath. Okay. As the eyes open, reach the hands forward. Maybe you need to press back into the wall to help you get the hips away from the wall. Crawl forward out onto your mat and find a tabletop position. With the knees, hips distance apart, start to gently circle the hips, imagining a paintbrush from the end of your tailbone, and you're tracing a big circle that goes from the ceiling up and down to the floor, and circle in the other direction, painting with the very tip of your tailbone. Good. As you come back to center, take a moment to move intuitively. Perhaps you need a side-to-side motion. Perhaps it feels good to come forward towards an up dog. Whatever your body's asking for. And then we'll press back into child's pose. Knees nice and wide, space for the belly. Forehead to the floor, so no props. You can use props if you have them, of course, and that feels good to you. And here we begin to ground the mind down, feeling the connection of the third eye point, the eyebrow center, into the earth. And letting go of any unnecessary thought, letting go of any mental busyness.
Feeling again the stillness of the floor, that grounded connection entering into your own body. All parts of you resting. Give your full weight over to the floor. Last full breath. Next inhale brings you up into tabletop once again. Good. Right leg extends behind you, toes down onto the mat. Press back through the heel. Roll onto the top of the toes. And press back through the heel. Roll onto the toes. And as you come back to neutral, step your right foot across the midline. So right foot comes across to the left. Look over the left shoulder, press back through the heel, gaze to the heel. Breathe into the right side body. And back to center. Right knee down, right beside the left. Good. Left foot goes back, toes tuck under. Press back through the heel, foot into the mat. Rock up over the toes, stretching through the toes. Again, press back through the heel. Roll over the toes. And then left foot will lift to cross the midline to the right. Look over right shoulder. And press back through that right heel as you gaze to the right foot. Very nice. Left knee back to the floor. Okay, both the feet come to the right side. So sway both the feet to the right side, sit down onto the floor. Take your right foot and step it to the outside of the left knee. Try to get both of the hips equal onto the floor. Left arm wraps around the knee. Right hand comes behind, just a gentle twist. Gaze down towards the floor so the back of the neck is long. Breathe all along the spine, letting go of any tension along the spinal column. And play around here with making the exhales really complete. So focus on a nice, long, complete exhalation. And hopefully that will create some space for the inhale to be bigger and fuller. Last breath. Good. Back to center. Gomukhasana or shoelace in yin. Take your hands and wiggle that right knee on top of the left. Adjust the hips if you need to. And let yourself either stay upright here, there's plenty of stretch for the right hip, or you can start to curl out over the knee any amount. Keep the jaw soft as you breathe generously and steadily. The next inhale brings you up, rounding up through the spine. Take a breath at the top. Unwind the legs. Step the feet wide out to the edges of your mat to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Good. Now both the feet tuck to the left side. So both feet off to the left side of your body. Left foot comes to the outside of the right knee. Again, try to anchor both of the sitting bones down. Right arm comes around now. Left hand behind. A gentle twist. Focusing on the breath. And taking your awareness all along the spine. Can you feel the connection of the two sitting bones even into the earth? Can you get a sense of the spine arising out of the pelvis? A sense of the spine twisting? A sense of the expansion and contraction of the rib bones in relationship to the spine? With your next inhale, return to center. Gomukhasana on this side. So use your hands and bring the knees to stack one on top of the other and take your forward fold. So any amount of folding, including none, out over these legs. Inhaling, rising up nice and slow. Pause at the top for a breath. Hands reach behind, release the legs, windshield wiper them. And we'll come into Sukhasana, easy pose. Hands can rest on the knees. If you like, index finger and thumb touch. Palms facing down is more grounding. Palms facing up is more opening. Let the eyes close here. Breathing deeply as you settle in for meditation.
Noticing what has shifted even in this short amount of time. Perhaps feeling more connected to yourself, more in your body, more present and aware of your breath. You're invited to stay here and meditate for a while. You're invited to lie down and take a shavasana and go into deep restoration for the body. You're invited to take a few more breaths and then go about your day, whatever's needed. I thank you for practicing today. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.